extra time.
Hi Chris, how much kind of belief is there in the camp that you can go about what's obviously a tough fourth innings chase?
Yeah, I think there's always belief. I think you have to believe. It'd be stupid coming us rocking up tomorrow thinking, oh, well, if we lose 3 quick wickets, then we're done. Can't think like that. You have to believe that, and you'll hear overnight a lot about the records and chases and how many times it's been chased down in the fourth innings at Old Trafford, but they're there to be broken. You've got to go out and believe that you can. There'll definitely be belief in the dressing room. There's no doubt about that. Whether it turns out that we don't chase it or we do, we'll always have the belief that we can go and do it. There's no doubt about that.
And sort of how big an achievement would it be if you can turn this test around from a deficit of 100 in the first innings?
Yeah, I think whenever you look at that sort of deficit in a test match, it's a big one, isn't it? I remember being part of a win at Edgbaston where we had a deficit of 100. And we went on to win the game that in 16, and that was one of my favourite and best test wins ever. So, of course, it will be a huge win if we were to be able to go and do it. Still feel like there's a hell of a lot of cricket to be played, so it's hard to be talking about the end of the game just yet. But we'll certainly give it a good go.
Just on the subject of belief, obviously last summer there was a couple of famous wins from unlikely positions. How much inspiration does the team draw from those?
Yeah, definitely. I think you look at those wins. Those are the sort of wins that you're written off. Around about now in this stage of the game. So we'll definitely draw on those experiences, and I think we've definitely got the ability in that just room to go and get a win here. It's obviously going to be difficult, as I've said, but we definitely believe that we can go and do it, and we've got the players that can do that.
What's got to be the approach from England's batsmen going into that run chase when it does occur? Because the pitch is looking, challenging, isn't it?
Yeah, it is challenging. Yeah, I think as soon as we lost the toss, I suppose, it was always going to be a challenging test. I suppose we always know at some point we're going to be batting on a fourth, fifth day pitch. We knew it's probably going to be quite challenging. So obviously, firstly, we need to go and get 2 wickets in the morning, keep them down as low as possible. We obviously want to try and chase as little as possible. But I think we've got to try and be proactive. I think, they've obviously got 2 leg spinners in their side and there's a little bit of invariable bounce as well. So, we're going to have to play well, there's no doubt about that. But I think probably try, I mean, this is me speaking and not everyone else, but I think we've got to try and probably be a bit proactive and take the positive approach rather than sit in and kind of do it the long way. I think that would be quite a hard way of going about it. The longer you stay at the crease, you always feel there's probably one with your name on it. So I think we'll try and be positive and proactive.
Sorry, can I just ask what the challenges of facing Yasir Shah out there? Because he's quite a bowler, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a very good bowler, and he picks up wickets, doesn't he? Which is, I suppose, is the beauty for them and for Pakistan. He's attacking. He's an attacking leg spinner. He's always bringing in the stumps. He hasn't got a huge amount of different deliveries. He has got a googly, but it doesn't seem like he's been bowling it that often. But he's quite, when he's on the stumps and it's spinning like that, you're obviously worried about both edges a little bit. So, he's a good bowler. We're going to have to play him well. As I said, try and be proactive and try and put the pressure back on them. There is always that pressure, with spinners bowling in the fourth innings. There is pressure on them as well. So, we'll try and remember that. And if we can put them under pressure and make them feel it a little bit, then that will hopefully work in our favour.
Chris, just tell us how that last session, I guess it was the game was on the line there and you guys stepped up.
I think that's probably a good way to put it. I think we were, we know we had to get out there and put in a good performance with the ball for have any sort of chance of chasing down a score in the fourth innings. I think we couldn't have bowled much better really in terms of getting the mate down. Obviously, really important that we get too cheaply in the morning at some point. But from as far as the session could go, we're really pleased with how it went.
And two more for yourself, but 2 big ones as well. I mean, to get someone like Babar so cheaply, that really is a boost, isn't it? Because probably half an hour or 40 minutes of him makes life very difficult.
Yeah, definitely. We know he's obviously a big player for them. I suppose when you're behind the game with a deficit and they've got a lead like that going into that third innings, you want to make it. Make sure you get their big players as soon as you can. So to get them two, both Baba and Azza, was really pleasing. Yeah.
Chris, were you surprised to see Ben running in the bowl?
I honestly had no idea whether he was able to bowl or ready to bowl. I know I've seen him bowl in the warm-ups and stuff, and he seems to be going fine doing that. So not overly surprised that he could do what he does. It's Ben Stokes. We know he's capable of miracles. So I think obviously the longer he's had to recover and get a little bit of bowling in warm-ups has probably helped. But nice to see him back with the ball in hand.
And as you say, it was entirely predictable, I suppose, that he'd take a couple of wickets.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a golden arm, hasn't he? He always has, I think. And he's got a knack of picking up wickets. But when you're in a bit of a dogfight, he's the sort of player that you want on your team. And he'll always put his hand up and give 110%. And he certainly did that and picked up a couple of good wickets.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.